At the beginning of this video, Brian Shaw, the strongest man in the world, talks about how the people who hate on Jordan Peterson aren't real humans. And when I heard this, I knew, okay, this is some good stuff. I got to put this in the video for sure. Because Brian Shaw's a guy that I look up to. I've been watching his stuff for like six months at this point. Very impressive guy.
Saying, I can't believe you would do this. But
This guy makes the mountain in Game of Thrones look like a middle schooler.
You go to those comments, I think that shit's fake.
Yeah.
I think there are You posted a picture with Jordan Peterson, and then all of a sudden you get like a whole bunch of comments saying, I can't believe you would do this. But then you go to those comments, I think that shit's fake.
Yeah.
I think there are so many bots. There are people, there's probably 3 scum.
This is such a good point, because I've had the same suspicion as well. It's just so deformed and insane. You wonder if there are actually humans that are living this way, that spend their time saying the opposite of reality. It's just so, I'm not sure the depths of which like a human psyche can be destroyed. I'll admit I don't fully comprehend the limits of depravity. Sometimes, like for instance, when I went after Ethan Decline, his audience at this point has been purified. There's the filter of logic, reason, and morality has purified his audience into truly reality-hating, mentally destroyed, low IQ, resentful, communist leftists. And so when I recorded a video about Ethan Decline, I got a bunch of comments of just completely destroyed psyches, just losing their mind. That's sort of what I think this is like, but he brings up a good topic. I wonder if there could be some sort of orchestration here, because it seems they're all like completely anonymous profiles. Sometimes they're the enemy profile. Oftentimes, if it's on X, the handle sounds like some sort of demonic slogan that came out of a horror movie. Shout out to Biden trying to cancel Easter, by the way. If you know, you know. But what the internet has done, it has made the world such a extensive place where you can listen to people who are billionaire geniuses talk about things that they're interested in, and on the same page have people that haven't been able to get out of bed, can't function, can't feed themselves, spend 100% of their day on Reddit, mentally destroyed, watching H3 and hating Donald Trump. The internet has allowed us access to both of those people, and it's incredibly odd to see these people with no shame, no self-awareness, which of course means pure narcissism, because the left is built on pure narcissism, attacking people that in real life they couldn't get within a 10-mile radius of. Like, we're talking about echelons of humans that just never interact. Before the internet, these types of humans would never interact. A human that can't get out of bed, hates billionaires, is overweight, is low IQ, is resentful, and is on the left, will never ever interact with Elon Musk. They will never interact with Jordan Peterson. They will never interact with Brian Shaw. You see what I'm saying? And if they could, they would feel too much shame to even confront them. That's the reason why all these controversial people almost never get confronted in real life. But on the internet, there's this psychopathology that the left, overwhelmingly it is the left, because the right people on the right don't really do this, that just say the opposite of the truth over and over again while being deformed losers. It is a phenomenon that I'm 100% positive will be studied centuries from now in the evolutionary landscape of human psychology.
Bags who just have an ability to pretend that they're 50 people.
Sure.
And it's all bullshit, man.
Well, it is. And that's exactly.
There's another very interesting aspect of this, which is that human psychology allows us to adapt to our surroundings in extremely sophisticated ways. So if we get feedback from, let's say, 10 people, we're evolved to take that into account and then change that. But what the internet does is it has sort of two ends of what you could say contribute to psychopathy. Psychopaths are able to hijack that mechanism, and if there is a massive collusion, a massive conspiracy of people that come together and say, we are all going to lie about this thing in the name of an ideology, they can silence people, because they can all comment their incoherent things as psychopaths and hijack that evolutionary mechanism of, oh, 10 people just told me that men can get pregnant and I'm crazy, so I must be crazy. Wait a second, I should reassess this, even though you're the sane one. Because what the internet does is it gives access to the entire distribution of humanity. The genius billionaires, the people who have their lives together, and the deformed freaks who you never even come into contact with in society. Both of these things are enabled by the internet. But you see, human psychology, of course, hasn't caught up to the technology of the internet because it's only a few decades old. So people haven't recognized the fact that, okay, there's a sect of the populace who what they say online is not only worthless, but should be discarded and possibly studied as psychopathology, and only some people's opinions matter. Now, this might sound strange, this might sound elitist, but it's not. It isn't. The reason it's not is because in the real world, your surroundings already select for this. You think that you're going to come into contact with Elon Musk? I can tell you you're not. Because your social circle, your abilities, do not put you within his orbits, his ecospheres. The orbits that you come into contact with, the people that you choose to associate with, are a reflection of you and your place in the world. That's just the truth. They either have access to your life or they don't. Now, what the internet does is it allows everyone to have access, insofar as having access means being able to comment on, let's say, something you have to say. But human psychology needs to adapt to this fact. We need to evolve forward to overcome this psychopathy of the left that hijacks this mechanism. You shouldn't care what most people think, especially when most people on the left are having a collusion, a conspiracy to lie en masse about everything because they hate individualism and accountability and meritocracy and logic and reason and objective frameworks and the notion of coherent narratives and any form of objective truth that judges them. So this is very interesting, and I think about this a lot.
It though, like I think it's important in society to be able to have conversations with people that might disagree with your viewpoint.
Yeah.
And that's like,
you know why? Because it gets you to change
stops.
your mind, or at least, or it gets you to kind of have.
I think 30% of the population is too incompetent and has their identity too involved in the group ideology of counterfeit virtue, of intersectionalist victimhood hierarchies that tell you that you're a good person depending on how victimized you are, and they've demonized competence for so many years they may be unsavable. But 70% of the population, I think, is still able to access parts of their brain that allow them to recognize that their ideology is divorced from reality, because that's already what we're seeing. We're seeing people that not only think opposite things, but people that think things that are the opposite of what's true. But what's weird, though, is that they still think those things while they're getting called out simultaneously on X. So you have people that are literally insane being mocked every day, every hour, constantly. This is what I mean by the divorce from reality. It's literally like a psychotic break or a delusion. Many people on the left are experiencing nonstop 24-hour delusion episodes. Brian Shaw is obviously a Chad, so he doesn't care about some Anon accounts leaving negative comments on his Instagram page, of all things. But this did bring up a very interesting topic, which is the left is so ravenous and insane. They are feverish in their resentment. The only thing that's keeping a catastrophe from taking place, like it did in the 1940s, is the fumes of Christianity. Shout out Biden trying to cancel Easter tomorrow. Have a great Easter, by the way. And the Second Amendment and free speech. I'll throw that one in there too. But yeah, this was just so incredibly interesting. Since I also wanted to include this in the video, I guess I will. Let me just show you something glorious. You know that this has leftists furious. Oh, they're mad. You see how mad they are? This is them being upset. Okay, but let's one more. This is called being upset, get destroyed. Let's go. Oh no. Oh no. Destroyed. Let's get it. Okay, yeah, I'm content with ending the video now. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We are now at 470 subscribers, almost to 500 subscribers. This is phenomenal. This is amazing. Let's go.